Good morning and welcome to Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Surya Weber Hambantota for the Women's Under-19 Tri-Nation Series 2024 between Sri Lanka, Australia and England. Today is the first game between Sri Lanka Women's Under-19 and the Australian Under-19. So the Sri Lankan lineup and the Australian teams both getting ready for the game here. There I see the two captains, Lucy Hamilton of Australia and Manu Dinanakar of Sri Lanka. These live pictures come to you from the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium. Beautiful looking grounds, the surroundings. And they see the weather forecast for today. Pretty sunny weather, temperature is 30 Celsius, humidity at 70% and wind speed of 18 kilometers per hour. So with this bright sky and sunny weather here at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium, the wicket looks very good and the ground looks beautiful for this first T20 International. There I see the series schedule. Today we have Sri Lanka versus Australia. Then Australia will play England tomorrow at the same venue, 30th England versus Sri Lanka. Then on 1st of March, Sri Lanka play Australia. And 2nd of March, Australia play England. And on the 3rd of March, England play Sri Lanka. All these matches will be played at Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Surya Weber Hambantota. First three games will start at 9:45 and the next three games will start as afternoon games. So the players are getting ready. The match officials for today's game, well, the official umpires will be Hemanta Butteju and Ranjit Masalage. TV umpire will be Mr. Ranmo Martinez. And fourth umpire, Ms. Nimali Pereira. Match referee will be Vanessa De Silva. The scorers, we have Sanjay Jayasinghe here with us in the commentary box. Chetanas Surasinghe and Sumit Gunawardena will be at the scoreboard. So definitely it's going to be an interesting game here. The first game between Sri Lanka and Australia. You see the Australian players doing their warm-up drills. The Sri Lankans too had their morning sessions, doing their warming up, getting ready for this game. The weather has been pretty good here, so definitely a full game is definitely possible. The morning session game supposed to start at 10 a.m. So it's time for the toss and we'll go down there. We have Ricky Sims down there with the two captains and the match referee. Over to you, Ricky.
Good morning and a warm welcome to the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium here in Surya Weber Hambantota. We are all ready and set to go for the Under-19 Women's Tri-Series involving Sri Lanka, the host, England and Australia. Game number 1 today, and the two teams are the host Sri Lankans taking on Australia. We have the two captains, Manu Dinanakar from Sri Lanka, Lucy Hamilton from Australia, and ICC match referee Vanessa De Silva with here for the toss. Well, Manu, they will toss the coin.
Heads.
Heads it is.
It's tails.
So Sri Lanka have won the toss. Manudi toss එක ජයග්‍රහණය කරා. මොනවාද කරන්න කල්පනාව?
මුලින්ම බැට් කරන්න තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
ඒකට විශේෂ හේතුවක් තියෙනවද මනෝදි?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම විකට් එක ගත්තොත් අද හොඳ විකට් එකක් තියෙනවා. හීට් එකත් එක්ක කොහොමත් විකට් එකේ තියෙන ස්පීඩ් ඒ වගේ දේවල් එක්ක ගොඩක් මම හිතනවා අපිට සපෝට් කරයි බැටින් වලදී.
පළවෙනියට බැට් කළා මොකද්ද හොඳ ස්කෝර් එකක් ඔයා හිතන විදියට සෙට් කරන්න?
මම හිතනවා ස්කෝර් බෝඩ් එකේ 130 ප්ලස් ටාගට් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒකට මම හිතනවා බැටින් අපේ ලයින් අප් එක ටීම් එකේ ටෆ්. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා යාළගේ උපරිමයෙන්ම කරලා ඒ දේ කරයි කියලා.
ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා ඉංග්ලන්ඩ් වගේ ලොකු සයිඩ්ස් දෙකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා මේ under 19 try series එකට. ඔයාගේ ටීම් එකයි ඔයයි කොහොමද සූදානම් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? ඔයගලන් ඉදිරියට යන මැචස් ගැන කොහොමද හිතන්නේ?
ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් හොඳ ටීම්ස් දෙකක් තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි කැමති ඒ වගේ අභියෝග බාර ගන්න. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා මේ ලීග් එකට අපි හොඳ ප්‍රෙපරේෂන් එකක් කරා ටීම් එකක් වශයෙන් ගොඩක් ප්‍රැක්ටිසස් මැචස් ස්ටාෆ් එක එකතු වෙලා අපි හැමෝම එකතු වෙලා ගොඩක් මහන්සි වෙලා ප්‍රැක්ටිසස් කරා. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකේ টොප් එන්න අපේ බෙස්ට් කරොත් මං හිතනවා ටීම් එකක් වශයෙන් හොඳ තැනක තියෙනවා කියලා.
සුබ පැතුම් ඔයාටත් මනෝදිට ටීම් එකටත් සුබ පැතුම්. Lucy, you have lost the toss. Sri Lanka have decided to bat first. If you have won the toss, what would you have done?
Yeah, obviously, like it's a great wicket, it's a great outfield, so we'd obviously wouldn't mind which one we would have done. Yeah, I think having this opportunity to be here and get the opportunity to play in Sri Lanka and different facilities, it'll be a great opportunity.
I think this is your first visit and probably most of your team members' first visit as well to Sri Lanka, maybe to this part of the world.
Yeah, definitely. I know that a lot of some of the girls came to the World Cup in South Africa, but I know this will be a different experience. Great experience to come to a different place and play some great cricket.
It's an international stadium which has hosted so many international games. What is the feeling to play here at Hambantota?
Yeah, it's definitely amazing to play an international stadium and just to have the opportunity to be here and play on some great facilities and even look at the grandstand. It's really great to just great to be here.
What is a good total, you think, to restrict the Sri Lankans on this surface?
Yeah, I think around that 130 plus 140 mark. I know that we've got a great bowling lineup and batting lineup to defend that. So very excited.
So good luck to you, Lucy. Good luck to the Australian side for this game and for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
So that's the news from the centre. Sri Lanka have won the toss and elected to bat first.
There you are. We heard from Ricky Sims telling that Sri Lanka won the toss and decided to bat first. Sri Lankan captain Manadi Nanakara was telling us there you see the two teams. The Sri Lanka team, Kavindi Sanjana Kavindi, Divmi Viranga, Sinaratna. Then we have Nanakara, the captain, Rashmi Suwandi, Nitanjali, Isansala Gimhani, Pramod Hansika and Savindi. That's the Sri Lankan lineup for today's game against Australia. Sri Lanka winning the toss and deciding to bat first, and the Australian McKeown, Paley, Smith, Gill, LaRosa, Hamilton, Lucy Hamilton, the captain, Leon, Briscoe, Clark, Williamson and Eve. So that's the Australian lineup for today. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting game here at Surya Baba Hambantota at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium. Well, we heard Manudi Nanakara telling us that Sri Lanka are hoping to do well in this game. They like to play a strong opposition with England and Australia around here. They see the schedule of these games. The first three games played at 9 for starting time. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll be on the air at 9:45, and the next three games at 1:45. Starting time at 2 p.m. And then, of course, we'll go to Galle for the 50-over games with the Sri Lanka and Australia on 5th of April. 7th of April, Australia will play England. And 9th of April, England will play Sri Lanka. So these are one-day international 50-over games. That's another interesting series there in Galle. So the Australian captain also said they will be pretty happy to be here in Sri Lanka to play in this series against the Sri Lankan team and the English team. Sri Lankan captain Manudi Nanakara won the toss and decided to bat first. I've been joined here by Ricky Sims in the commentary box soon after the toss. Good morning to you, Ricky.
Good morning, Apollonius. Good morning to all our viewers joining us on this live broadcast here from the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium in Surya Vava, the southern province, Hambantota of Sri Lanka. And of course, we're coming to you live on Channel I and on Sri Lanka Cricket YouTube channel as well. You could log into Sri Lanka Cricket. You could watch the game from wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are, and especially if you're watching this game down there, down under in Australia. A warm welcome to see these under-19 girls in action, and they are really looking forward to it. Paulinus, as you said, as Lucy Hamilton, the captain, said, they're looking forward to this tournament, the T20s and the one-day games which will be played later on in Gaul. It is their first time to this part of the world. Some of these girls played in South Africa in the last under-19 World Cup, but the first time they are here to South Asia, and they're looking forward to the challenge. It's hot and humid out there. It won't be easy for the girls from Australia and England coming into these conditions. It's very hot, it's very warm, it's very humid. But Hambantota, they're looking good as always. A lot of greenery around us, lush green sitting area, banks, a lot of trees. And this venue, as we know, has hosted so many international games. The stadium was built way back for the 2011 50 over World Cup. Then there was the 2012 T20 World Cup as well, which was played here. And since then, there's been so many white ball cricket matches, and amazing games that have taken place in Hambantota. So it's a proud moment for these girls, both for the Sri Lankans, for the Australians, for the English under-19s to be playing on an international venue, and credit to Sri Lanka Cricket for giving them this opportunity and for hosting this tri-series. And we're looking forward to some good games. Umpire Hemanta Botejo is out there, very experienced nowadays when it comes to umpiring out there in the center, and he's done so many games, international games as well. A lot of first-class cricket, former player, played a couple of games for Sri Lanka, and umpire Marcelage, another very experienced umpire. Rajit Marcelage has been around for a long time, knows his cricket very well, and they are looking forward to this game with Nimali Pereira, who is the fourth umpire. She'll be on field in the next game probably. The lady looking forward to the challenge, and ICC match referee Vanessa De Silva is in charge of this game.
You see the Vihanga right hand bat, the opening the innings with Sanjana Kavindi. Yes, as Ricky was telling about the officiating panel for today, that's Hemanta Botejo and Rajit Maslage. Ranmo Martinez, another very experienced cricketer. He will be doing the TV umpire's role, and the third umpire.
Yes, I missed Ramo's name. He's quite happy to be in the AC box doing the third umpire's duties than being out there in these hot, humid conditions. Sanjana Kavindi, left-hand bat. These young under-19s, they'll be looking forward to this challenge. It's a huge task ahead. I mean, whatever the age group, it doesn't matter. Australia will always come in as favourites. They'll always come in as the more experienced side. They have played much more cricket, I'm sure, much more tougher games. But it's a challenge for these young Sri Lankans coming together from around the country and, being selected to represent their country. First runs straight away. That's pulled, and that's 4 runs. What a start. It was short. It was asked to be hit. And obliging in fantastic fashion, Sri Lanka off the mark with a boundary.
Well, during the toss, Ricky, the Sri Lankan captain said that they're very keen on playing these nations like Australia and England, and it's a good opportunity given to them by Sri Lanka cricket, and they're gladly accepting that opportunity, and they're going to do pretty well in this series. So that's a boundary coming off the bat of Sanjana Kavindi. That's down the leg side, and wide being called.
Yes, I like the positiveness, the aggressiveness shown there by the opener. I mean, it was there to be hit, hit it. That is how the modern day game is played, how T20 cricket is played. Doesn't matter if it's the first ball or the last ball. If it's there to be hit, then you should make maximum use out of it. So this is good cricket, a quick single. They are off to a good start so far. So this is a good positive reply after winning the toss from Sri Lanka. The surface looks a cracking one. I mean, there is a bit of a tinge of grass on it, but it's rock hard. It's like a concrete. The ball will just come on to the bat, as you saw in that first shot. It was short, but it was there to be hit, and the bounce will be good, true bounce. So you can just play through the line. 60-meter boundary lines, the minimum standard of course, required for the women's game. A quick lightning outfield, so credit to the ground staff for preparing this venue for this series. It all looked perfect for a game of T20 cricket.
Yes, definitely the ground looks beautiful here for this first T20 international between Sri Lanka under 19 and the Australian under 19 women's team. This Tri-Nation tournament, Tri-Nation series is a very good opportunity for the Sri Lankans. They're definitely going to take maximum out of it.
So Clark getting a bit of a movement away from the left-hander. Maggie Clark, she's operating, she's bowling the first over. After bowling that short delivery, has concentrated now on that fuller length. The Australian side are led by Lucy Hamilton.
That's worked away nicely by Kavindi towards the square boundary.
This is good batting, very good batting. Rotating the strike, left and right hand combination. You have to keep doing that. That won't let the bowler settle in. I mean, they're so happy to see these girls getting the opportunity. These Sri Lankan under-19s bowling us. It's a huge opportunity. It's great to see that the women's cricket is growing rapidly. It was stagnated for a long time. Sri Lanka depended on just a couple of players, but now it's good to see these young players approaching the game and getting much more opportunities. The first over has been completed.
Time over. Time over.
Yes, Sanjana Kavindi on strike. The second over of this innings. Sri Lankan got 7 on the first over. It's a good over to start with. 7 for no loss, and Vihanga pulls it towards the short high leg area. No run there.
So this is an interesting bowling change. Interesting startup, I should say, by Australia. They're using the left arm spinner. They have not gone with pace. Generally, you will see Australia, doesn't matter if it's ladies cricket or men's cricket or whatever the age group, you know, they dominate pace. That's what we always see. The girls are running in hard, but they're gone for spin. They've seen something on the surface, maybe trying to take the pace off the ball after seeing that first over.
So that's another good delivery. Just pushed it on the offside. 4 dot deliveries in this over.
So we have Sienna Eve, am I right, Paulinus? Sienna Eve, who is operating the left arm spinner. Top edge. Lands safely, mix up, could be a run out. She's safely home. The return was not a good one. A bit of a nervous moment there for Kavindi. Sanjana Kavindi. She was not really watching her partner. She was watching the ball went down. It was her partner, the non-striker's call.
Definitely 5 dot balls in that over. That could be a maiden over. Yes, that's the first maiden for the day, bowled by Eve. So Sri Lanka scored 2 overs gone, 7 for no loss.
Number 12.
That was a very good over Maiden, as you mentioned. I mean, Australia quick to react. They saw pace on the ball, and Sri Lanka were sort of free scoring. They were comfortable. Straight away opted for spin, and managed to pull it back. So we have skipper taking the ball. Lucy Hamilton, left arm seam. Now this is what I was talking about. Australia generally have very good seam bowlers, fast bowlers. It's always a pleasure to watch a left arm seamer running in, with the new ball, and if she's able to swing it, that will be certainly a threat. Lucy Hamilton, quite tall, well built, so she'll certainly extract some bounce off this surface.
Definitely should be trying to get some bounce of a good length delivery. Just to feel for you, there is a slip. A third man, a cover point extra cover, wideish extra cover, and a mid-off on the offside field. Mainly attacking the off stump. Lucy Hamilton trying to bring it into the batsman. So, Vihanga just pushing it on the offside. Sri Lanka might want to see the beautiful pictures of this ground coming from the drone pictures. It's lovely surroundings too here at the Mahindra Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium.
There's a lot of wildlife, of course. You get the Udawalawe National Park not too far from here as well. You see a lot of rivers, streams. Flashing blade, it's into the gap. They should get a couple of runs if they run hard. No, they settle for a single. Not convincing, but what we could see from so far is that Vihanga is looking to get runs. She's not going to hold back. Devmi Vihanga. Now she's going to play her shots. And she's another girl that's well built, looks very strong, can pack a punch.
There was a good bit of fielding there at the cow point by the Australian. Just curtaining that runs to just a single. Hamilton this time again wrapped on the pad and appeal, but to me it looked like going down the leg side.
Sampai Maslage, I think that is going with the angle. I think she needed that to hold its line, but it was going down, swinging further down. Yes, that would have been missing leg stump. Good call by the umpire. Certainly. But this is good bowling. Hamilton trying to keep it full.
Tall left arm bowler.
And she's targeting the stumps.
Another good delivery there. So that's the end of that over. Just a single off it. And Sri Lanka 3 overs gone, 8 for no loss.
The biggest struggle was getting it off me, Melon.
Yeah, that's it. And around.
Oh, and a man. Yeah, man. Let's stop.
Towards you. Little bit. Yeah, that's it.
So it's Eve to continue with the spin. Sri Lanka 8 for no loss after 3 overs. Left arm orthodox, that's a good delivery. She bowled a maiden over in the first over.
I would love to take a look at that one. That sort of came back at the right hand. I wonder if it was that with the angle. Or did she really manage to turn that one in? Very interesting action as well. A lot of wrist involved in a bowling. And she's not afraid to flight the ball as well, Eve. Giving it a bit of, telling the batter, come down the track and take me on. There you go. And she obliges. This is a good challenge and this is excellent cricket. You can't ask for more. Eve not afraid to flight the ball, inviting the batter to come down the track, and Devmi Vihanga obliging once again, using her feet really well. And the good thing about it is she just hit it straight, didn't go to try and go across the line, and timed it as well sweetly. So her second boundary.
That boundary takes the score on to 12. She has done most of the scoring. She's on 10. That's Demi Bihanga. Well, a beautiful bowling action, Ricky, isn't it?
Certainly.
It's another good delivery. Tossed it up well.
You know, it's a great opportunity for us as well, you know, to see these young Australian players perform at this stage. You know, these are the players that one day will go on all day. Oh, I thought she got a wicket there. That was beautifully bowled, beaten in the flight. Vihanga was in a tangle, and she's just lucky that didn't go on to hit the stumps. 4 was completed, 12 without loss.
You see some beautiful pictures taken from the drone camera. You see the greenish ground and the wicket, Ricky. A big difference there. The wicket looks pretty hard, well rolled. So it's Lucy Hamilton to continue.
It's a very large square, we may call it. I think there is around 11 to 12 strips which are used, changed and used frequently. It's a very large ground overall. The last delivery, she's very lucky that missed the pad, missed the stumps. Otherwise she would have been a goner. Kavinti has faced 12 deliveries now. She's been unable to rotate the strike, so she has to try to give much as the strike as Vihanga as possible. That's better, gets a single. So like I mentioned, this ground here at Hambantota is a very large ground. When I mean large, it's not only the plain area or the ground itself within the boundary lines, but the ground overall outside the boundary lines as well. It's a lot of space, you know, and you get a lot of a breeze as well. We haven't seen that breeze much today, but generally you get a good breeze flowing across the ground, especially at the night time. It gets difficult for catching because of the breeze. Big hike across the line. That's the pressure telling now. They're into the 5th over, just the 13. And remember, 7 of those runs came in the first over, Paulinus. So since then, Australia have been spot on. The spinner, Eve, has been brilliant. Hamilton now into a 2nd over, has just given away 2 runs. So they have dragged the bat well. And Sri Lanka certainly in a spot of bother, unable to keep pushing or rotating the strike. Vihanga has done a decent job, but Kavinti at the other end has to get a move on.
Yeah, what is needed for the Sri Lankan ladies is to rotate the strike. That's what is needed at the moment. Sri Lankan girls looking to have big hits, but that's not what is needed. Just rotate the strike at the start, get some runs, put the Australians under pressure.
That was a good shot, but she did well to stop that on a follow through. A bit of skill needed.
Again, another good delivery by Hamilton.
Just Lucy Hamilton bowling in good areas. She's not trying to bowl too fast. Not trying to overdo anything, just keeping it very simple, keeping it full, keeping it on the stumps. Very sensible.
She's bowling into a good line, good length. That's what she has been doing. Just 2 runs, almost 2 overs completed. The last delivery of this 2nd over first.
Excellent, brilliant. Just a 1 run off the over, 5 completed, 13 without loss.
winning the toss and deciding to bat first. 13 runs coming off 5 overs. Sanjana Kavindis on 2 and Demi Vihanga on 10. So it's Maggie Clark been brought in after the first over. Bowling from the pavilion end. Polish delivery pushed it on the offside and a very quick single. As I say, good morning to Dhammika. Good morning to you.
Very good morning, Polly. Very good morning to all the cricket lovers who are joining us from across the country, those who are joining us from around the globe. It's a warm welcome. Tri-Nation Under-19 Women's Cricket Tournament, a fantastic initiative. And I think Sri Lanka cricket deserves huge credit for getting a tournament of this nature underway right here in Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka doing a decent job. 14 runs after 5. Started off well, but after that wavered first over by Maggie Clark, Australians, as Ricky mentioned, getting back. Now they are operating very steadily. Lines and lengths are really good. And tough times so far for two openers.
It's Demi Vihanga getting 10 of 17 deliveries. And Sanjana Kavindi 3 of 14 deliveries. Kavindi in particular should be looking to rotate the strike, give more strike up to Demi Vihanga. Well, Maggie Clark had quite an expensive over. In the very first over, she gave away 7 runs. Sri Lanka got off to a good start in the first over. But since then, yes, you're right, they've been going into some kind of a shell at this moment. Run rate of 2.63, that's firmly hit this time. Beats the fielder, and that's gone to the boundary. 4 more runs to Vihanga.
That was on the slot. Vihanga needing no invitation, straight away going over the top. No intention of keeping it down. Beautiful boundary. A much needed one for Sri Lanka. At the toss, skipper mentioned they were aiming to go at something around 130 runs. But the way, having a look at the way they are operating now, it's time to pick up things.
It was nicely played by Vihanga. Past the bowler. Maggie Clark a bit expensive. Given away 12 runs. 2 more deliveries remaining in this over. Sri Lankan total of 18. Vihanga getting 14 of those runs.
Looking at Vihanga, she so far getting the boundaries. All the boundaries have came off Vihanga's bat. So it's a struggle for Kavindi. Spent 14 deliveries. I think she need to get her act together and trying to be a little more positive. This time neatly tucked away towards square leg region for a single. Vihanga looks good. It's about Kavindi getting things right for Sri Lanka at the moment.
So 19 on the board, Vihanga on 15, Kavindi 3. Well, this is the last over of the first power play, I think. 6 overs power play.
As you know, Paulie, in T20 games, first power play set the pace, build up momentum. Sri Lanka having won the toss, 19 runs inside 5.5 overs, not ideal, but now these two openers have settled down. There you go.
That's
We're mentioning about
Sanjana Kavindi. She gets a boundary, so that will give her some kind of confidence. And that's the end of that over. 6 overs gone. It's 23 for no loss.
Second power play starting.
Looks like another bowling change coming up for Australia straight after the first power play. That was a perfect shot over the infield for Kavindi. I'm sure that will give her a great deal of confidence to move on.
Yes, 23 for no loss of 6 overs, so 23 runs coming in the first power play. There is a bowling change. to wait and see. That's Hasrat Gill being brought in. Right arm off spin or medium pace. Right arm medium pace. Coming into bowl the 7th over.
Kanya,
Well, these two
Vanas.
batters have put on 23 runs in the first 6 overs. Yeah, they have not lost a wicket, but the runs they've scored in the 6 overs just at a rate of 3.83. It's not been sufficient at the moment, I think.
Kanya, mate,
You're
Kanya.
right about that. Not enough runs, certainly, but these two openers now will have to take the opportunity to go bigger. Now they have settled down. They know how the wicket is behaving, and Aussie pacers as well as spinners had a crack at them, especially after that wicket over. I think Siana Eve came back really strong, made things tougher for Sri Lanka. Vihanga as well as Kavindi trying to break free.
Hasrat Gill, right arm leg spin, I think.
Can't get off,
3
mate,
dot
can't get off.
deliveries to a good start. You see, lighted and hit uppishly. Well, the wicket keeper getting underneath it, and that's the first wicket to fall. That's Devmi Vihanga, who's looking to hit the ball around. She has to go. She's out for 15.
Outstanding piece of bowling by Hasrat Gill straight away. Taken her just 4 deliveries to pick up the first wicket. Devmi Vihanga telling herself had enough. Gone for a big heave, only managing to sky that one and safely taken by the wicket keeper. Sri Lanka losing their first.
They see the replay of that well-flighted delivery. The wicketkeeper calling correctly. Devmi Vihanga going at it, but didn't get hold of it properly. Just only skied it right up there. So she has to go for 15 of 25 deliveries. Hasrat Gill getting that wicket. Still to concede a run in this over.
We saw the same thing by Siana Eve. Started off by a very good over. New batsman Netmi Senaratne, a right-handed number 3 batsman. Usually best batters comes at number 3. We'll wait and see how Sri Lanka's number 3 got on offer. Vihanga batted well, just 15 runs. Now Sri Lanka will have to restart. They need a big partnership at a brisk pace. 23 for 1 after 6.4, not ideal.
That's another good leg spin delivery by Gill. Taking it away from the batsman.
Hazzy, good Hazzy.
Netmi Senaratne, the number 3 batter for Sri Lanka. She got to play well. There you see the replay of that. There may be Hunger trying to hit it over the top. Didn't get hold of it. Went straight up with the bottom edge. Mostly that's a wide-ish delivery. Could be called. Yes, it's wide being called. So takes the Sri Lanka total on to 24.
That was a classic case of pressure telling. Vihanga straight away realizing she's been spending too much time. 15 deliveries, just 15 runs, and gone for a big heave. Perishes, and after 7, Sri Lanka 24 for 1.
Lefty arm start. Yep. Left arm over.
There you go. Not too many tall buildings, and having lost a wicket, not making things easier. Australians, they are doing the basics right. Apart from that very first over, everything fall into place for Australians under 19 girls. And it's about keeping the momentum, but for Sri Lanka, they will have to add some momentum, get some impetus. That's the call. That's what in order right now.
Yes, sir. There's another bowling change. Elino La Rosa, the new bowler in. Left arm medium. Bowling to the left-handed batter. That's nicely hit, but straight over the extra cover fielder's head. That's gone to the boundary. 4 more to Kavindi. She moves on to 11 and the score moves on to 28.
I
Sri
thought
Lankan run
Kavindi
rate.
was very lucky on that occasion. That was easy opportunity presented. Wasn't taken, probably taken too lightly. 4 more runs, 4 lucky runs. Kavindi take a move on. Have another look. Perhaps taken it too lightly. Kavindi on the march. The extra cover fielder and goes all the way. That goes to tell how good the outfield is. Back-to-back boundaries. Sri Lanka adding some momentum, which is exactly what the team is needed right now.
Well, Kavindi getting 2 more boundaries, so it takes her on to 15. She grew in confidence after getting that first boundary in the previous over. Now looking for runs. It was a bit of misfielding there. No chance for the mid-off fielder. That's gone to the boundary. This time a better delivery by La Rosa. 32 for 1 Sri Lanka after 7.2 overs. Kavindi is on 15 and Senaratna still to open the account. Run rate, a bit of improvement there at 4.27, Damika.
Definitely they need to get their run rate up. Ricky went on to mention the track is a good one for batting. Ball comes onto the bat really nicely and we haven't seen too much deviation of the seam. That's fabulous. Going all the way for 6. Kavindi. Really nice piece of batting.
Well, clear intentions from Kavindi now. She's looking for the runs. That's the first 6 for the day. She moves on to 21 with that. She's trying to accelerate now. Getting on to the act. Beautifully played, this one. Over mid-wicket.
She looks like a very strong player of the leg side. You can straight away see that she gets her front foot press into the offside, trying to whip everything over mid-wicket region, which is always good, but we would love to see same strength on the offside as well. We haven't seen any boundaries from her apart from the first boundary over extra cover region, that missed opportunity for Australia. Senaratna yet to open her account. Kavindi, now all of a sudden 19 balls, 21 runs.
Yes, she's looking for her runs now. That's what is needed by her. Sri Lanka 38 for 1. Suddenly increasing their run rate too. That was a pretty expensive 14 runs of this in this over up to now.
That's a wide ball.
That could be called wide. It was down the leg side. Well, the umpires are very, very strict on that.
For the first time in the innings, run rate above 5. And now La Rosa under a little bit of pressure now. Plenty of instructions coming in from the skipper. I'm sure there has been a clear message from the team management to get things moving. And once again, firmly driven back to the bowler. Good piece of fielding.
Well, that was the slower delivery. Kavindi picked it up well and hit it back straight, but the bowler couldn't get hold of it properly. Got it on his on a hand, which he could not hold on to it. It was definitely firmly hit by Kavindi.
Having picked up few boundaries, Kavindi looking good. It's Senaratna's responsibility getting Kavindi in strike as much as possible. La Rosa. Slower ball once again. Polly completes the 8th. Sri Lanka 39 for the loss of 1 wicket.
batter out there, and that's a runs with outside the off stump from Briscoe, and beautifully put away by Manu Dinanekara, the Sri Lankan skipper. That's a good positive start from her. She was quite nervous at the toss. This is her first time, I mean, that not captain in the side, but of course having to be interviewed at the toss, and with this live broadcast, live stream going on. So she was nervous, but certainly a good talent, a good prospect when it comes out, it comes to cricket in the centre, and coming in from that cricket famous city of Moratuwa, a product of Princess College in Moratuwa, and a lot of expectation of her. There you go. Not afraid to play her shots. Didn't time that. That was short. That was asked to be hit. Just could not get a timing right. Sri Lanka need to get on with the game. 7 wickets in hand. They were looking at something around 130. So to get there, they need around another 8 runs per over from here onwards, Namika.
Yes, they started off steady, but stream of wicket definitely broken their momentum. But it's up to the wide outside the off stump. Briscoe under a little bit of pressure. If you noticed, Ricky, most of the Aussie bowlers started off nervously, conceding a boundary, but straight away they had the presence of mind to come back to good lines and lengths, and Briscoe trying to do the same. And it's up to these two batters, Netranjali and Nanayakara, to take Sri Lanka to some decency at the moment. Final 10 overs. Ideally, you're looking at the possibility of hitting each and every delivery to the boundary, but instead now Sri Lanka looking to steady things down once again.
Yes, sir, this is certainly a good wicket for batting. You could trust the bounce. You could just play through the line. It was rock hard out there when I took a look at it in the morning. So it's certainly a good service. Like Lucy Hamilton said at the toss, she doesn't mind batting or bowling because the wicket will stay the same. It's a good track. So, you know, it is doing your disciplines right, whether you're batting or bowling, you know, doing those small things correctly, and adjusting to the situation. What Australia have done well is they have reacted quickly. You know, they have gone out there after a couple of overs that they knew exactly what they want to do. But that's beautifully played once again with an offer, and Nanekar not afraid to throw a bat at that one, and manages to squeeze that through that backward point area to pick up a second boundary. So it's an expensive over for Australia.
There's no doubt which area Nanayakara prefers. Through deep point region, 2 boundaries in Briscoe's over. Now she's straight away under a huge pressure, having seen all the bowlers doing the stuff for Aussies. Now this one played straight at mid-wicket fielder for no run. Nanayakara looking for opportunities. 6 and 9 boundaries so far. Completes the 11th. Sri Lanka 60 for 3. There you go. Losing wickets, regular intervals, not helping the cause for Sri Lanka women's under-19 outfit. To get to 130 or go beyond, skipper need to stay in the middle till the completion of the innings ideally, and she'll be hoping Netranjali will be supporting her. Williamson starting her second. Fantastic first over. There you go once again. Look at that drift, Griffey.
It's another famous name in cricket, of course, Williamson.
Context.
And certainly she's looking good with the ball. Tegan Williamson. That's a full toss though. Has she got it into the gap? I think she has. So another welcome boundary for Sri Lanka. They need a few of those. You need to punish the loose ball. And the left-hander. She obliged
Kani girls, Kania. So how many bro?
Netaranjali, and the good thing is she got it into the gap, Padamika.
Yes, well played. A full toss scoring opportunity. Most of the time, by trying to hit it too hard, batters do miss opportunities. Another wide outside the off stump. But on that occasion, Netranjali knew where to go, found the gap, another boundary. 65 runs on the board. Sri Lanka on the move. From this point onward, it's about accelerating.
That's well bowled. That's well bowled. Good comeback. Two loose deliveries, full toss and a wide. But she was playing for turn, Netranjali, that just went on. She's mostly bowling those sort of flippers that are just going straight through. We haven't seen anything really turn much into the left hand of the classical leg spin.
Yes, apart from that dismissal, not too much of a turn.
That's another big one. Damika got it into the gap. No, just a single, mistimed as you mentioned, getting the bottom half of the bat. Yes, she seems to be that sort of a googly bowler, isn't it? And most of those that slide through, you have to be very careful when picking her, because they will think she's a classical leg spinner trying to play for the leg spin, but it really doesn't turn much.
Another full toss this time, played straight at the fielder. Done a good job down at the boundary, sends in a decent enough return. Nanayakara comes back for the second, completes 12. 68 for 3 Sri Lanka.
Yes, it's good to see the parents, families following this Australian side. They come out to watch the game. So welcome to all those from down under.
Here are the wickets. First to go, Vihanga goes for a big heave over long on region, only managing to sky that one. Wicket keeper. Safely taken. That's the classic leg spinner's dismissal. Pitched in line with the stump, little bit of turn, taken the off bail. Sri Lanka losing second. And here's the third. On that occasion, Williamson got some turn, tricky.
I thought probably that was off the inside edge also, I think it was. Damika, it looked as if she got a bit of bat onto that one, I just feel. But yes, they certainly bowled well, the spinners. They have managed to control things. The faster bowlers, other than I think Lucy Hamilton, who bowled 2 overs for 2 runs, she was immaculate. But the other couple of fast bowlers that Australia, they have been slightly on the expensive side comparing to the spinners. So the spinners have managed to control things. The pace off the ball has certainly been the right method for Australia.
Goes Fuller this time, straight in line with the stumps. Netranjali on 5, played that one safely. 5.51 is the run rate at the moment. La Rosa settling down to good lines and lengths. 2 dot balls to start off the over. Already conceded 15 runs, so it's about coming back and delivering some steady stuffs for La Rosa.
So this Australian under-19 is comprising of 2 left-arm seamers. That is now good to see. We saw Captain Hamilton and now Elena La Rosa. So they have a lot of variety in this attack, isn't it? We have seen the right-arm pace of Briscoe, and we saw Clark earlier on, then the 2 left-arm seamers. Now they had a left-arm spinner in as well.
Little bit of a cutter that time. On pads, neatly worked away for another boundary. Netranjali picks up her second. Much needed one for Sri Lanka, Ricky.
Yes, much needed. You need to put the loose balls away. I thought in the last over there were a couple that probably could have gone for more runs. And but this time with the fine leg up, You cannot bowl that line. La Rosa got it wrong because she had no one protecting the boundary, so that was a sort of a free hit for Aneta Ranjali. That's much better. That's much better. As she got the edge, La Rosa goes up. Was that the ball hitting bat or bat hitting ground? It was very close. My initial reaction was bat hitting ground because I thought there was a bit of a gap between bat and ball. We'll take a look at that one.
Taking a closer look. Little bit of a way swing.
Very close to the bat. Probably, yes, probably a bit of an outside edge. The umpire didn't probably hear that one because the initial reaction was this. Of course, the bat was hitting ground. As soon as she played it, you could see the batter looking back at the wicket keeper. That was sort of a giveaway. I got an outside edge, but the umpire.
And La Rosa completes the 13th. A good one despite conceding a boundary. Sri Lanka.
Even if you go to the national side, the international side, there is while they play their shots get boundaries, in between there's a lot of dot balls which have accumulated, and that has been a problem, a rotation of strikes. So these girls will learn as they grow, I'm sure.
It's a learning curve. And there's another thing, Ricky, when you have used number of deliveries to settle down, it's about go on and making big. And we saw two openers taken quite a few deliveries to settle down, and goes the third umpire.
The appeal for a run out, umpire Ramo Martinez, the third umpire.
Can you give it from the other side? I can't see the breaking of the stumps. Can you roll it back? Roll it back. I want to see the bail coming off. Can you give me a straight on shot from stump cam or from behind?
No, sir.
You don't have anything from behind? From the upper camera?
Over time.
Is that all you got? Do you have front on? Roll back slowly. Do you have anything? Can I? Nothing else. I can only see one bail coming off. That's what I want to see. The bails coming off. Nothing from above. Can you take it back and play it slowly once again? No. When the bail comes off, the batsman has made its ground, so it's not out. Not out.
There you go, lucky escape, I guess, Ricky.
Yes, Damika, what happened there was, I think initially the wicket keeper, the batter was certainly out of a crease. The wicket keeper sort of missed the stumps in the first go, and when the bails came off, I think it was a top part, a wrist area of the glove that knocked the bails off, and by that time the bat was creased, I think, and that's what umpire Rambo Martinez had to look at. But if initially she had broken the stumps, the batter would have been out by a long way. A lucky escape for, who was it, Netranjali? Yes, lucky to get away with that one. A very close call indeed.
It's about getting the scoreboard ticking. Netranjali picking up a couple. Always good to see. Netranjali looks confident now. Settled down. 12 deliveries, 11 runs. Got couple of boundaries, in fact. And Eve, she's the one with the brakes on Sri Lanka, scoring earlier on. Once again, outer half of the bat for 2 more runs. Easily taken.
Yes, so they have going at a good rate. They're going at almost a runner ball, these two batters. 13 of 13, 12 of 11. So they're doing a decent job. Run rate 5.63. They need to get that run rate up to 7 runs per over. You know, Sri Lanka have to look at 130 plus, like they mentioned at the toss, maybe 140. So if you can get it to 7 runs per over, you'll end up at 140. So that's what they have to try and do from here onwards.
With 7 wickets in hand, Sri Lanka should back themselves to go close to 140. That will make this game evenly balanced, because we know the strength of Australian batting, and Sri Lanka, by scoring 140, will definitely give their bowlers a chance to make a fight of it.
So they've got 6 runs so far off this over. She's got that past that backward point field. That would run down to the boundary as well. This is a productive over for Sri Lanka. Eve has conceded 10 runs in that over. Her most expensive over so far of this spell. And that was short, it was wide, it was asked to be hit. And punished for a boundary. So a good over for Sri Lanka. 14 completed.
There you go, lovely weaves of Mahinda Rajapaksa, international cricket ground, Surya Weber. Well maintained, of course, quite a few NSL matches played over here. And 2 batters, 2 left-handers, trying to stitch a partnership, lay a platform for Sri Lanka to finish strong. As Ricky mentioned, 140, 140 plus could make this a very interesting game. Back of a length delivery, altogether missed it by Netranjali.
Yes, I think she played too early. I think the ball really didn't come on from La Rosa, probably holding back a pace. Slow delivery. It's a change of pace has been the order of the day so far for the Australians. They've done well. Nice action. Beautiful action. And another outside edge, and she's gone caught. Flashing blade of Netranjali, trying to drive through the covers. The intention was good, was clear, but unfortunately the execution not coming off. And the ball just flying to that field. They are probably at a short third. Generally, you don't see that happening much in a T20 cricket, and at this stage of the game, she was not in orthodox first slip as well. Take a look at that one, Damika.
She was quite fine. Usually you see short third man fielder much squarer than that, probably part of their plan. So Netranjali, having lived dangerously for a while, walking back to the dugout, out for 14. La Rosa picks up another wicket. Sri Lanka 82 for 4. Rashmika Sewandi, another left-handed batter rather. I beg your pardon. In at 6. Quite a few left-handers, Ricky. Sri Lanka has this knack of producing left-handers in men's cricket. Looks like they've been producing quite a few left-handers in women's cricket as well.
Yes, another youngster making a way.
Good single, well taken, gentle little dab.
Nanekara wanted the second, but Sewandi wasn't up to it. Big smile on her face. You know what is good to see is these young Sri Lanka, they're enjoying their cricket. You know, they are smiling. You know, they are really having some fun out there as well while they're playing the game seriously. You know, they are up for the challenge. The Australian or the England side, which we play tomorrow, are far more experienced. They've played much more cricket. Mix up.
Hold.
Yes, no call. Probably there was a single. I think Nanekar wasn't ready for it. Sewandi wanted it.
Indecisive, quite clearly. Could have been a big mix-up in the middle. Fortunately, Nanekara's signal was loud enough. Sewandi getting back. Sri Lanka. Only four down for 83. Meanwhile, La Rosa straying down the leg side. Another wide extra. Sri Lanka wouldn't mind that too much.
It has been a good over so far. Wicket and just 2 runs. So like I mentioned, Sri Lanka need to look at 6-7 runs per over. So these last 2 deliveries are very crucial. They have to try and get a boundary.
Eleanor La Rosa trying out a few variations. We see a few cutters. This time in line with the stump. That's pretty much the line Eleanor La Rosa should be operating with. Taking a look at her figures, 2.5 overs, 21 runs, which means 2 previous overs has been very expensive. Having picked up a wicket, she is now settling down nicely for a good finish. Sewandi just came in, not out on 1. Nanekara looking promising.
Oh, that's in the leading edge. Who is going to get under that one? The bowler does. Nanekara, the skipper, trying to work it on the onside. Once again playing a bit too early. The ball holding up a bit. Leading edge. And La Rosa was under it herself. And she's taken the catch quite safely. There you see, played too early. At the end it went quite high. But straightforward at this level. And that's a crucial wicket for Sri Lanka. Important one for Australia. They set better. The skipper, she was looking good. 16 of 15. 15 overs completed, 84 for 5.
Actually bowled this her first over, just gave away 2 runs. She really moved that ball. Next to bat, Hasrat Gill, Ilona La Rosa, Lucy Hamilton, the captain. Well, interesting to see what Netranjali could do in this over. Very interesting bowling action. There you see, open chest that hit away straight, but the fielder getting underneath, and a very good catch. Very good catch taken there. So that's the second Australian wicket to fall.
She might have hurt herself, but outstanding catch. Pele walks back. Sri Lanka picking up another wicket. This is just the kind of start they would have hoped for. And having picked up 2 wickets, 2 strong batters in the heart now, Sri Lanka. Yeah, keeping their hopes alive. Outstanding start. Taking another look. Pulled away. Miscued that one. And very well taken. Wasn't an easy catch.
Well, she tried to hit it over mid-on, didn't get hold of it properly. Mistimed it. Senaratna took that very good catch. So Pele walking back to fight 2. Well, these 2 Sri Lankan opening bowlers, definitely they have done very well at the moment. We are in the 4th over, just 7 runs and 2 wickets. That brings in Hasrat Gill, who did very well with the ball. You see Australia needing 111 runs more to win this game in 16.4 overs. Netranjali just 1.2 overs, 1 wicket for 2 runs. Australia 7 for 2.
Senaratna goes down awkwardly as she completes that catch. And plenty of attention being given. She looks alright. Sri Lanka started well. Australia needing 1-1-1. They've lost 2 wickets. 16.4 overs remaining, 6.66. The asking rate. Hasrat Gill bowled brilliantly. We must have another look. Brilliant piece of fielding. Sri Lanka needed this. There you go. She gone down hard, but she looks all right.
But that ball too did move in to the batter. Netranjali really moving this ball. Tried to hit it over mid-on. Didn't get hold of it. That's another good delivery. Took the outside edge. These 2 Sri Lankan opening bowlers have been pretty tight.
This is good. This is what you call sticking to a plan. Not experimenting. Settling down to good lines and lengths. And Netranjali especially, we saw getting that exaggerated movement. Keeping the left hand honest. Play defensively. Gill and Smith. Solid techniques. Straight away you can spot.
Well, it's pretty interesting with a very open-chested action. She's moving that ball, bringing it into the batsman. That's what is good in her. Netranjali. That you see that brilliant catch taken by Senaratna. Very nicely worked, but well fielded at mid-on. No run, another dot delivery. The Sri Lankan bowlers are keen on bowling dot deliveries. 5 dot deliveries in this over.
This is very good. It's about being busy in the field so far. Sri Lankan fielders on their toes, taken everything, came at their way, and supporting 2 opening bowlers whichever the way they could. This time diving effort in vain. First boundary for Australians. Gill carrying her confidence by bowling really well earlier on. Take another look. Nicely played. Excellent piece of timing, Polly.
Yes, definitely got the gap nicely. Played it well, Hasrat Gill. So that's the end of that 4th over. It's 11 for 2, Australia.
Looks like Sri Lanka just about to bring on their first end. Looking at the worms, just about even. At this stage, Sri Lanka haven't lost a wicket, but they've taken a little bit of time to settle down, taken a number of deliveries. Australia, having lost 2 wickets, they have no option but to start up a partnership, steady the ship once again, needing 107 more runs. Now Devi Vihanga, right arm off spinner, starting off, and she need to bowl well. She need to keep up these tight lines and lengths and keep Australians at bay.
Well, that's the first bowling change in the Sri Lankan bowling part of it. Devi Vihanga, she has been brought in. Yes, Damik, you're right. She got to work hard and she got to keep on the pressure on the Australian batters. She did fairly well with the bat. She got to bowl well now. That's what is needed from her. Australia still needing 107 runs to win this game in 16 overs.
Devi Vihanga been a bright spot for Sri Lankan under-19 during the under-19 World Cup 2023. Bowled well this time, straying down the leg side. Not ideal. I think she finding it difficult to handle right-hander and left-hander in tandem.
Well, they got to get used to it. They got to get used to bowling to both sides of batters. Devi Vihanga, that's a better delivery. Just forcing the batsman to come forward. Tossing that ball up. There you see the TV umpire, Mr. Ranmo Martinez. Very experienced cricketer. Nicely played this time, getting the gap. That's going towards the boundary. That's 4 more runs to Hasrat Gill. Hasrat Gill takes her on to 8 and the score to 17.
I get a feeling we're gonna hear a lot about this young lady in the future. Perfect piece of timing. Played through the line and one of the finest all-rounders we've seen so far in the Australian lineup. Definitely a bright future.
Well, that's the match referee for today. Vanessa De Silva played a lot of cricket, captain Sri Lanka women's team. Watching the game very carefully.
Controlling thing out in the middle.
Yes, that is very good bowling indeed by Vihanga. So Australia 17 for 3. Elnor La Rosa has been the new batter that has come in. Batting at number 5. A lot is expected from these two batters. They got to get on with the game. But the Sri Lankan bowlers are really dominating up to now. We're in the 5th over, 17 runs on the board, 3 wickets down.
Devi Vihanga. Devi Vihanga, known for once again goes back and flipped it away for a single. This is good bowling. Having conceded a boundary, came back really strong and picked up a very dangerous Hasrat Gill. And Sri Lanka got their noses in front.
1 left.
Yes, that was nicely worked away by La Rosa to get off the mark. Australia 18 for 3. Another good delivery, a dot delivery. That's the end of that over. It's 18 for 3 Australia.
ඉක්මන් කරන්න
A very good over just being completed by Devi Vihanga. I went on to mention about her performances in the recently concluded Under-19 Women's World Cup in South Africa. Batted well, scored something like 15 runs and started up really well. Sri Lanka on top, 18 for 3. Still anybody's game, Ricky.
Certainly, the game is wide open, but so far in this first 5 overs, Sri Lanka have done really well. I mean, no doubt about it. You would have thought that Australia will come hard at the Sri Lankan bowlers in the power play. And they managed to pick up 3 wickets and also restrict the run scoring. What I like is, Damik, about this Sri Lankan team here, what we are seeing here today, is the attitude. You know, it's winning or losing is something else, but they're playing hard. You know, and they're playing some fearless cricket. What we have generally seen of Sri Lanka women's teams in the past, when they come up against big teams, you know, they are hesitant. They don't want to take those chances, you know, and they think, okay, we will get to this position, we have done well. They don't really go and try to push for that win or come into the game hoping to win. But this attitude, what I see from the Sri Lankan lineup is great. You know, they fought hard, they got to 117, you know, they tried their best. They didn't fall midway when they were losing wickets. Now they are defending their target. They come hard at the Australians. They are bowling spinners in the power play overs. They're holding on to their catchers, and they've been really good. So credit to the coaches, the management, and the selections, and everybody involved. You know, to getting this squad together. It's still the first game, but no doubt about it, we see a lot of talent in this lineup. That's a welcome boundary. You need to get maximum runs off the power play overs, and Smith as and La Rosa out there. That was La Rosa, I think, who picked up that boundary. Down on one knee. Probably didn't time it that well, but had just enough to take it to the boundary. 60 yards meter boundary. These the minimum standards required for a women's game.
Like you mentioned, Ricky, I'm sure the cricket lovers around the country must be very pleased having seen the performances of Sri Lanka under 19 girls outfit. They know straight away they are up against a very strong Australian outfit. You know, Australia, if not the leading women's cricket team, they're right up there. 6+ World Cups, and their system outstanding. So Sri Lanka, it's good to see they are pushing Australia out.
Almost had it. Good attempt. You cannot deny that the effort in the field should be given to that fielder. It was the last ball of the over. They'll be probably thought we had another one. We'll take a look at that one with outside the off stump. Caught both hands, probably